In this final video, we will be looking at the most incredible and oldest vestiges of stone that have been somehow moulded, cut or manipulated into what we find on the ground, which goes so far beyond the workings of primitive and Neolithic man. This is known in Peru as Hanan Pacha. What we do know is that some of these formations go back pre-Ice Age. I really need to emphasize this. We are going back around 120,000 years ago. This is a site which is on the outskirts of Cuzco, Peru, outside the tourist areas. We have a perfect wedge that has been cut out of the side of the rock. Where the wedge is now, we don't know, or why the rock was cut in this way. What we find with most of this type is that the way the rock is cut is like a game. They take the hardest known substances and manipulate and cut it like it's nothing, where today we cut and quarry stone with modern machinery. Again here at Sacsayhuaman, they have cut like stairs into volcanic rock, but for what purpose? Jesus Gamara with Graham Hancock explaining the vestiges of Hanan Pacha at Cuzco. Jesus explaining to me the types of cutting involved. As mentioned in the previous videos, these vestiges of Hanan Pacha are not just found in Peru. Known as the ship in Asukanara, Japan. The Rumiwasi stone, Sacred Valley, Peru. The Odyssey, Okinawa, Japan. We have Yangshan Quarry in China. The prehistoric Hypogeum in Malta. On the outskirts of Cuzco, this is not a natural formation, but has somehow been in the process of being manipulated. Again, we find at Zona X in Peru, the natural rock has been cut into the same simple type design. The age comes down to the geology. Going to the Great Pyramid in Egypt, we find that in the subterranean chamber on which the pyramid was built over has Hanan Pacha rock type vestiges inside. We travel to one of the most religious places on earth, in Jerusalem, which is even known as the Dome of the Rock, also known as the Foundation Stone. Sacred to the Jews, Christians and Muslims, it is said to be the spot where God created the world and the Prophet Muhammad rose to heaven. It is also believed that the Ark of the Covenant sat on this vestige, which is now said to be kept in Axum, Ethiopia. The amount of battles and lives lost throughout history over this site is crazy. When I visited Peru, Jesus Gamara told me that one of the ways in which the rock was cut and formed into shape is through vitrification. This is the use of extreme heat to manipulate the type of stone required. This was also my belief that I put forward in my past video on the extraterrestrial intelligence connection and the unfinished obelisk, Aswan, Egypt. I'll put the link below. This solitary cave is situated on the top of a hill on the outskirts of Cuzco. This is not a tourist spot at all, and fortunately most people don't know about it. The cocoa leaves you see in places are left there by the locals as a form of politeness or of an offering to the gods. Most notably the god Viracocha, who is, I believe, identified with the Sumerian Oans, who in turn ties back to the Anunnaki. In regards to the vitrification, we find in some cases the rock has been left cut with a reflective shine, almost like glass. Not normally found on the outcrops though, obviously due to the age involved and the weathering factor. as you can see from the reflection of my hand against the surface. We also know that the Russian Academy of Sciences found the use of heat over 900 degrees Celsius used on the vestiges and the wall of Sacsayhuaman, explained on the previous video. We are now going to the oldest rock-cut caves in India, the Barabar caves. An inscription on the entrance states that these were given to fishermen to keep shelter from the rain by King Ashoka in the 2nd century. It does not say made by him. Note the new cutting over the original trapezoidal entrance, which here is the original entrance. These are obviously not for fishermen to take shelter from the rain. The absolute precision cut and shine is mind-blowing. There are 5 caves found in total in the Barabar and Nakajumi complex. A French team decided to study and scanned each cave system. I believe the scans were made up of 3.5 million points, producing an exact 3-dimensional image like you see here. They found that each cave was an exact copy of itself if divided in half. I'll leave the link to the documentary from the French team in the link below. Please understand that this is not 2nd century science. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.